Conferência de imprensa com o Rubin, apurado para os quartos de final do Oeiras Open. Noah, congratulations, a big win for you today. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I've had a couple of good wins, but I think ranking-wise is my best one this year, and I think it shows to a few people that I am trying to come back and play and actually do care. I'm not messing around, so.
You were down, I believe, two breaks down in the second. I believe also you were down in the first. How do you manage to come back?
Yeah, the first was not as big of a deal. Holding serve here is very difficult. The weather changes by the second, and I was up. So on my, I think, ninth set point, I won the set, and I felt good, and I came out up 40 love the first game, and I lost that game. And that drove me absolutely crazy. So, that took me down a few marks. I was, then double break at that point, and I just said, let's see what can happen, and just relaxed a little bit. Shoulder was feeling it, and it was raining sideways, and gave me a few opportunities to come back, so I took it.
I believe it's our first Challenger quarterfinals in like 2 years. How are you feeling about yourself, about coming back and playing all those ITF events, and the Challengers and playing qualies?
Yeah, futures are good. I got some good matches. I was disappointed to not get to, because I got to the second round twice in South America. 3 times in South America of the Challengers I played. Should have quartered at least one there. And futures are annoying. They suck. They're not fun, and I don't want to play them anymore. So even in Quinto del Lago, it's beautiful there, and it's a great atmosphere. But even with some bad weather, it makes it a miserable tournament. Without chair umpires, it gets very difficult. So I hope I don't have to play too many more of them, because I don't know how long I could stay in tennis if I have to play more of those. But so taking my chances with these tournaments and the opportunities given, because. I didn't even know if I was going to be in in this event to begin with, so it's nice to be here now.
And it's nice to have a quarterfinal to not playing this kind of tournament.
Yeah, no, 100%. This is, tennis is one of those things that the points jump drastically from round to round. So every win now is just, it would take me another 4 matches to get back. So like this win is very important because it would take me another 3 matches to have the same amount of points. But this is what tennis is about, is putting yourself in the situation, feeling okay or trying to feel okay even after a few matches and fighting through it and utilizing the moments that you have. So it's difficult, and especially in these conditions, and body's breaking down a little bit. My 5'9", 150-pound body can only last so long out here, but I'm doing what I can.
Are you surprised with this week so far? 4 wins?
You're talking about my result? Yeah, to say I'm surprised is a tough thing. I think it would take credit away from me, and I don't, regardless of how I do, I'm surprised when I lose first round, I'm surprised when I final. It's all the same. I've won 4 challengers. I've had some good results. I actually do like the clay, even though people look at me as an American and like, what are you doing here kind of thing. But I do enjoy the clay. But yeah, I think, again, people questioned if I was ever going to come back and play, and I think this is kind of proving, putting 4 matches together at challenger level, even, with some of the qualies matches, it's just proving that I'm trying to play as much as possible.
I think it's the 5th time you mentioned that people think or question if you are serious. So
yeah.
Do you use that as motivation on court?
I do. I want to prove to people, I don't like using kind of outside motivation like that. But sometimes it helps when you get to certain moments, and especially with behind the racket, people always like picking at that, even though it's a positive thing in my life, and I think in a lot of tennis players' lives. But they always say, why do you it's the gamblers like anybody else, but why are you doing this? Go to behind the racket. You're a commentator. You're a journalist now. Like, stop wasting your time with tennis. So for me, it's just proving to them that I'm still young. Even though you have Alcaraz that's 18 and winning Grand Slams. But, I'm still young, and I'm trying to put some, good effort into this year. And I got myself and worked hard with, therapists and sports psychologists and my team just to, find some motivation. So
you are from a generation of young Americans that are actually winning a lot of things in juniors and then making the steps on the top 100. I believe you guys have the most players at the moment in top 100, top 50, top 40. Mm-hmm. And pretty much all of them play well and play. Why do you think that? Tommy plays well and play, Taylor, and even Riley Opelka likes to play and play.
Yeah, I think we have two very distinct characteristics. I think, a lot of the guys are very athletic. Like a Tommy Paul is very athletic. So the movement, you can see that he's just kind of flowing out there. And from a junior, I've kind of felt the same way. My speed works well on clay, and I'm okay with being out there. And then you have, the big guns, like a Taylor Fritz is a serve, forehand kind of player, where honestly that works on any surface. But with the extra time that he has after the serve, he has that forehand, it's pretty nice. And Opelka, put him on the moon, he's going to play well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think, we've taken a lot of credit away from Americans on the red clay. You had Bjorn Fratangelo, winning a junior Grand Slam, and then Tommy winning it. And I quartered round of 16 or quartered when I was 15 years old. I think we have a lot of success there. We just don't have a lot of red clay courts in the U.S. We have this green stuff that I don't even know what you want to call that. It's not clay, though.
Some years ago, one of the reasons someone said, because to explain why the Americans didn't play well in clay, was also the problem of being too many weeks away from the States, because after that it's the grass court. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, it happens. If you're looking at the top level, ATP level, Monte Carlo is so early. That's why no Americans play that one ever. You're basically staying overseas for about 2.5 months. Again, I think the initial difficulty is the lack of red clay courts. So guys don't get excited to come over here to play on red clay because the green clay hard true is so different, much quicker. The movement's somewhat similar, but it's so, a lot of guys aren't getting that practice to go out and say, hey, let's go to, Portugal, let's go to Europe, South America, and let's play these guys that basically eat red clay for breakfast. We don't, it's every match is tough. So if you're not really ready and prepared to come out here, it's difficult. We grow up on hardcore. We know that. That's what we love. And, there's a reason, South Americans don't come to the U.S. to play tournaments on hard. So.
Did you went to Porto to see the match?
Of course, the one day that it really rains, my match gets delayed. I found a place to rent a car. I was ready to go to Porto to watch Ronaldo do his thing, but never got to. But I do have a list of things to do here. I'm actually very excited. This is the first time that I'm in Lisbon. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to kind of check it out. So, but yeah, no World Cup for me.
I believe you are a bit disappointed with the weather because it's like the two worst spring.
Yeah, starting with the future last week, absolutely incredible. We had 4.5 days of rain. And, we deal with rain in the U.S., but nothing. In Florida, it rains like this. You have 2 hours and you're back on court. Here, 4 days straight, consistent rain on hard court, couldn't hit a ball. And then coming here where this is nearly like English weather. This is like, I feel like I'm playing Wimby. I've done it a few times there, and it's freezing cold. We're talking about Celsius, like 10 degrees, 15 degrees out, and you're shaking, and then it's raining sideways, and it stops raining, and then it's beautiful outside, and it rains again, and you're like, what is happening? What is absolutely happening out here? So I do think if I don't lose my mind completely, which I tend to, that it actually does fit my game well. I like, crazy conditions always is going to fit my game well. I just have to make sure I enjoy it and laugh a little bit on court.
Did you have time to see anything between matches?
Just
to explore?
No, not yet. But I do have a list from the guys up front. They gave me a full list. I'm excited. Castle, everything. It looks. Some of the pictures they were showing me looks pretty special. So I'm excited.
You have to stay to next week. We have more time.
I know. So right now, I do believe I am staying next week. So I have some time to explore. But honestly, this is one of the first cities in a long time that I'm excited to kind of get out to.
And next you are going to play against the winner of the coming match.
Yes.
I believe they are playing right now.
Yes.
Pedro
Yes.
Or the Croatian guy. Yes.
Yes.
How do you know about them? And are you going to watch the match?
I'll watch a few points. I do tend to watch when I'm back at the hotel. I'm also not a big watcher, to be honest. I know that's against a lot of guys, and everybody wants to use all the footage. If I'm playing my game, I'm playing well, I don't really need to focus on everybody else. It's good to know a few things going into the match, but anything more for me, I'm an overthinker anyway, so if I have too much going on, it tends not to work in my favor. So I'll watch a little bit, but it's the conditions. I play the conditions, and I move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.